Hello, everybody. Welcome to the casting couch. No, I'm joking. It's really my thinking couch. But this couch right here brings a lot of peace to me. And right now it's 6:44 in the morning, so yeah. I should be asleep. I really should be asleep right now, but truth be told, I didn't wake up until 7 in the morning, right? My bad, 7 at night. So yeah, now I'm here. Truth be told, I like the mornings because they're calm, quiet, not too crazy, not too hectic. It's pretty much time of the day when everybody gets up and stuff like that, you know. I don't know, I could just sit here and just relax on this couch. Y'all ever had like that piece of furniture within your house to where it's just like you go, you sit, you lay upon it, whatever you do with it, and it's like a core memory. A lot of things have happened to me throughout my life, and for some reason, this couch. But yeah, for some reason, this couch right here in particular is just, I don't know. This couch as a whole just makes me feel quite nice. Well, my mornings are pretty mundane, pretty mediocre. Even if I just ate, I would literally go and make some breakfast and be like, hey, let's just go do X, Y, and Z. Had to put that back in the microwave for like a good minute. Would have been cool if I cut off my feet. Can you even do that? Just like hook it in like that? Ah, you can. I thought I could, and I had kangaroo feet. I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that's pretty much like we already know, but it's like it's still kind of weird to think about it. I don't know if y'all want to classify them as like crackhead thoughts or whatever floats your boat, you know? Give me a second, I gotta get a new bowl. Ugh. Lord. swear to you, Grandpa, one of the first things I'm gonna do whenever I do get rich is get us a brand new spanking microwave. Either way, how you doing, man? Welcome to Mornings with Grim. I'm not even joking. Normally in the mornings, I'm like, I'm gone. My brain is completely gone, bro. Or a woman, whoever might be watching. Nice to meet you. Let's do one more flip in the air because why not? Okay. Didn't work the way I wanted it to. My hand is scorching hot. Tastes really good, but I feel like a colossal dumbass. Got some oatmeal on the Powerade, but the oatmeal tastes dangerously good. Got some oatmeal on the floor. Let's go clean it up. And now we have a spare paper towel in case we want to be dumb again. Good lord. Good lord. I still find it weird that it's like every 60 seconds is a minute. Because those 60 seconds add up, right? Then that's how they turn into that said minute. But those minutes, an hour or so, can just feel long, right? But then sometimes it feels like the time just starts to blend together, you know? It feels like things pretty much. I had to put the bowl on the paper towel right here. But it feels like things pretty much blend by or go fast. Whenever you're just like, you're probably chilling, you're probably taking some me time, right? But then it's like, if you go and you do some work, especially if it's labor, like manual work, holy crap, man. Some of that shit can be utterly agonizing. And I mean in the sense of like, maybe every 5 minutes you'll probably get a box, you'll probably do a shelf, you'll probably, have to drive to like this location. Might take you 10, 15 minutes. Shoot, right now, even with this stream, it's like, I don't know, but I'm pretty much going to take a guess and say like 10 to 15 minutes have passed. Well, like I said, as time pretty much goes by throughout the days and stuff like that, I always keep thinking to myself, what the hell do I want to do with this channel? Pretty much I want to make it whatever I think, whatever I do, I just go out there and I just do it, you know? I'm not too much leaning into doing like the popular thing. I feel like it's also a nice thing to just, like I said, have your own thing pretty much going, because why not? I don't like being like other people. I don't want to say I want to be the next Mr. Beast. I want to be the next I Show Speed, the next all these really amazing and wonderful people. I just want to be myself. I think that's the best thing that I can be, you know? Everyone in our mom focuses on becoming the next Tyson that, all these crazy good people. Like I said, there's no shade, no nothing thrown at them. It's just, why can't we be ourselves? Then again, as we've all learned, social media throughout the years, man, I I genuinely don't care if I get seen as like a punk. I'm just sitting here like, bro, I'm 22. What is the distinctive difference? Like all y'all fuckers that are calling people old, I hate to say it, you're gonna be old one day too. You wanna know how that I know? Because guess what? I used to be one of you people be like, damn bro, you're old. Damn, blah blah blah. I'm not going to consider myself an unk until I reach like 30 to 35, or until I have like a niece or a nephew. But it's just, it feels weird because it's like, I wouldn't say anyone or everyone has really told me directly to my face because it's like, when you do this type of work, and I mean genuinely, it's like if you take yourself seriously, I feel like people might take you seriously. If you treat it as like fun or a game, people treat it as like fun or a game, but I'm kind of like in the middle of it, you know? Because this is something I've always wanted to do, but it is a little bit scary. Because then if I take it too serious, it becomes like, it becomes like a genuine job where it's just, you don't have that fun element with it, you know? That sun's being bright. And it's hitting right. Yeah. But back to what I was saying, it's just like, it does feel like some people don't really believe in what you're trying to do, and it can mess with you. It really can, especially if they're important. But it's also like, I'm trying to look at it for myself too, just like, why do I really care, I guess? To some element, I feel like I have to care because I don't know why. I'm always so afraid to look at my actual situation with things, but I do have to be honest too, because that's the only way that that communication, that stuff gets drawn. And it's just, I live with my grandpa because me and my dad, shit. People always say don't reveal personal stuff, and yes, to some merit, you should definitely not share some stuff, especially if you don't feel comfortable with it. The reason why I feel so comfortable with sharing a lot of stuff is just so other people can learn, because how I'm going to explain a lot of this, I really, really want you all to understand. Me and my dad, we always butted heads on things. And sometimes it would result in altercations or a lot of X, Y, and Z BS. Because I'm gonna tell you this now: if you're a black child, an African American child, and you decide to backtalk or whatever that your parents don't deem nice or whatever, is straight up GG. What is it? I was playing Roblox out of all things earlier, right? Not that Roblox is bad. It's just I'm realizing some of the people coming into it now are just, I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all need help, or I feel like that platform's a little bit worse than TikTok. I feel like that shit is low key ruining some of y'all social skills or making y'all slightly tarded. But I have a saying, right? I always say like GG, right? That just means good game. Or just like, oh yeah, it's wraps, it's curtains. Or dang, that sucks, that's tragic. And my bad. Let's go back to the main topic. I'm about to go on a tangent with just that shit right there. But like I said, me and my dad, we always butted heads and we'd always have arguments and stuff, right? And it would lead to something very unsavory. And as a black child, as an African American child, or I mean, it happens more predominantly with African American children. So if y'all know, you know. it's not exclusively a black thing. It just so happens that in the black community, well, it does happen. If you try to express yourself in such a way, you try to actually genuinely communicate, saying like, "Hey, what I feel like you did was wrong." You get told a plethora of things where it's just like, my bad. I kind of got slightly horrified because I'm like reliving it, like back talk or whatever. It's just like, yo, I get it that children or whatever, they don't know as much as adults, or that's what some people assume, right? They think just because you're older, you have experience. Let's be honest, right? Let's look at the job field, for example, right? There are plenty of people that you see that are definitely older than you, right? And you look at them and it's just like, how the fuck have you been here for a plethora of years or X, Y, and Z, and you barely know how to do this? Or people that are your age, and it's just like, do you not know common sense? Do you not know common decency? Like all these other things roped into it. But whenever it comes to children, we all, my bad, majority of us unanimously, for some odd reason, go like, you're a child, you don't know nothing. You would be surprised at what children know, either because some choose to be quiet or because we force them to be quiet, or that they just don't tell you. But let's just say, or let's even go to an extreme case, right? You're getting whooped by a belt or whatever, right? Because you did something that they deem wrong, or you probably did actually do wrong, right? And you even put your hand up to pretty much shield yourself from getting hit, right? That would be considered like fighting back or some other shit, or whatever. And it's just like, yo, what the fuck? I'm sorry, but like as a human instinct or a human reflex, if I am being hit without thinking, I shit, without even really thinking, if for some odd reason your child were to like hit you, what would you do? Shield yourself. And I get it. Some people, more than not, are able to like not shield themselves, but it's just like it's a reflex. It's something that happens with a lot of people. Because one person can do it, yes, you can do it too, but not pretty much everybody. It's something where it's just like, I feel like if you do go through it a lot, yeah, maybe you'll be able to develop like something to it. I don't know. But I say all this because, like I said, just growing up, me and my dad, we had a lot of problems on not even just that, but like talking about things, right? And sometimes it would be annoying, sometimes it wouldn't be, but sometimes we disagree to agree, or sometimes we would agree to disagree, or it would get so heated because one person would be very stubborn about something or whatever, and or maybe I got caught up in some trouble. Either I tried to downplay it, or sometimes I felt like what I did wasn't actually wrong, and maybe I didn't see what I did was wrong, or maybe I'm looking at it like, hey, I need you to really understand my perspective on this because it really doesn't feel like I did anything wrong on this, but you refuse to see anything with this, and it will result in altercations. There's a lot that I'm leaving out, but just sometimes that'll be the prominent thing. I decided to pretty much move out because I felt like we were going to have one really, really bad argument one day about something. And I just said, I was so scared. So scared because this is some good oatmeal. I hope to whoever's watching this, if you ever receive any oatmeal, You are blessed with some type of oatmeal like this. This shit is delicious, bro. I'll be right back. I want everybody to enjoy this type of oatmeal. Watch this shit. Okay, so y'all see this oatmeal, right? Steel cuts. Steel cut. Better oats. It's called Better Oat Steel Cut Quick Cooking Oatmeal, right? Bro, I'm telling you, this stuff right here, amazing, phenomenal. It tastes very rich. It tastes like you're eating almost like a pancake or something like that, right? It tastes like you're almost eating a pancake with some syrup on it. But it's like so rich, so nourishing. How do I say this? Let me take a bite again. This is the definition of what breakfast should taste like. But back to what I was saying. It was scary because in my life, I had always, well, not until I reached my late teenage years, I was like, you know what, it always felt like it was damned if you do and damned if you don't. And what I learned from that is pretty much, even if I did the right thing, it still would have felt bad in some regards because people would do X, Y, and Z. Even if I did the bad thing that people would tell me was quote unquote bad, it felt good to me. Because even if I did stuff for other people, I never felt good. It always felt like that goal, that thing was always rising. And then people would be upset at me and be like, why don't you ever want to do stuff for yourself? And it's like, the moment I do, y'all motherfuckers come out the woodwork saying y'all need X, Y, and Z. And it's just, yes, I know that I can always say no. But then some people will gaslight, some people will do X, Y, and Z. Family, friends, lovers, acquaintances, coworkers, bosses, or anyone really. And sometimes you might feel obliged, sometimes you might not. You might be a kind soul, or you probably used to be a kind soul, but then people pretty much started being people, so I got to the point to where it was just like, hey, I'm genuinely trying, and even if I gave it my all, people would still sit there and be like, that's not enough. So whenever I did started giving my all to myself, it felt like things were magical. Like, whoa, all this care, all this other stuff that I've been giving to people, and I start doing it for myself, I'm just amazed at what I'm able to do for myself. Because the thing is, I've always hated being a selfish person because growing up, I've always had to do stuff for people, not just family, but just friends, loved ones, and just because I met some people where you don't do one thing for them. You don't do just one thing for them. You pretty much get discarded, trashed upon, or whatever the hell, and it's just like, damn, you stopped doing what I wanted you to do. You're useless, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Out of like everything that I've done, out of everything that I've done. And I know some people definitely feel that way. Or shoot, maybe some of the people that have watched me, I mean, that are watching me now feel like that way towards me. It's just, as fucked up as this is, I'm starting to realize some of the cycles, some of the things done to us as a collective, as a whole, we end up doing to people. And that just keeps going and going and going on. Some people say that I push them away, and the truth is, to me, I really feel like I don't push them away. It's just, I always liked being alone. I always liked being in my own company. But whenever there are people that I enjoy, that I tolerate, and a lot more, it's just, hey, I don't mind if you come around in my bubble. We're all just here to chill. If you ask me, you want to do something? I'm not gonna lie to you. There's an 80% chance I'm gonna say yes, unless there's something important that comes around for me, or just I really don't feel like it. Then that would be different, and I would tell you too. But I pretty much left my dad's house because all the things culminating a lot. There's some other deeper stuff there too, but that was part of one of the reasons, and because of that, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I can tell that it probably hurt them in ways too, but eventually, what I learned over time was this was really the best thing for everybody. For me, for them. And yes, we do miss each other. I got to see him this weekend. But what is it? Me and him got into like another altercation a bunch of months ago, and I finally saw him after like 7 months, and we didn't hold no grudges. We didn't hold no nothing bad, no nothing negative. We just said, hey, it's nice to see you again. I realized too that pretty much, even with those that you love, it feels like you genuinely need to just take a break. When you take that break, it's like you realize what you might miss, what you liked about them, what you didn't like about them. It gives you more time to reflect. And then whenever you come back, you can either pick it up like nothing ever happened, or you start something new. I always like to be positive with things, especially to like the extreme positive, because I used to have a horrible habit to where, for those who really super duper know, I would take things to the extreme. It wouldn't be no, we're just gonna do one mean thing and leave it off there. It would be like, if I felt like I was messed with or whatever, I was like, I'm going to do something to you that you will never forget, type of deal. Sometimes you end up saying and doing some things that you genuinely can't take back, and that can ultimately sour and just halt things. I mean, this is coming from me. I've literally had two ex fiancées, so yay. I genuinely hope that those two people are doing wonderful. But I'm saying all this to say, like, hey, life right now is weird. Cause yeah, sure, I'm still looking. I'm still trying to get like a job in the aspect of something stable until we get YouTube to work. But I've also been scared of trying to make YouTube work too, because it's like I've always held in regards of what my family thought of so damn much. But the weird thing is, unless they're around my age or younger, they don't really see. the potential or what my vision is with it. And I get it too. YouTube or doing any type of internet thing is very unstable. I'm only in it briefly for the money because I know that once you do get to like a certain level, the money does come in, but it's also what you do with it and the things that come with it because I've seen people suffer or I've seen people suffer like me. And whenever I stream, whenever I do any type of video or just whatever, it's just, hey, this is a moment in time where you genuinely can just sit back, hopefully relax, just breathe, and just experience something positive, mainly laughter, a smile, something that keeps you around for a while that just, you don't have to look at your fuck ass reality of just whatever, something horrid putrid going on, or even if we talk about something like this now, it's just, it's weird in a sense of like I said, I'm 22 and I've already been through my fair share of things. And it's weird to look back on them, but at the time, whenever I was going through it, it's like, yo, this is genuinely one of the worst things, or this is the worst thing, or just when you go back and you look at those moments, you can really feel it, but it also shapes and it molds you into what you are. And you can either be a cold hearted person, you can be that person that's just like jaded, have your guard up. You can be that person where it's just like the absolute mightiest of tragedies can genuinely occur to you, and you don't let that deter you. You just go, hey, you look at that person right then and there and go, believe it or not, I do feel that. I do feel that pain. It feels unique, and it still is unique because that's something that you went through. Circumstances are definitely different, but you might look back at it like a few days, weeks, months, years, decades, and it's just, yeah, that thing that happened and occurred was in the past. Sometimes you might not forget it, but it's just, we went through it, and we're here now, somehow. I try to just make the most out of any to everything, because my favorite thing is to literally turn nothing into something. That's the power of creativity. You look at what you're given and you turn it into something, and that something can grow and turn into a magnitude of things you probably weren't even able to think of. It's like, that's why I'm always so good at improv or just adapting or being so versatile. For me, I love learning. I love just looking at everything within the world and just going, hey, that seems really interesting. Or, hey, you seem really interesting. What is your story? What is something interesting to you that you would love to tell me? Or what's going or happening through your life, and it's just, hey, we can talk about it. Or we can just sit here. We don't have to talk. We can just vibe out, listen to some music, give you that calm, quiet, and nothing has to happen. people just can't stand still with their own thoughts, their own minds. It's just like they constantly have to be racing. The reason I know that is because I'm one of those people. When that dead silence happens, it's still weird because for me, things don't go racing. It's just, no, that's a lie. Sometimes they do race, but it's not as bad. Sometimes they just stop. Or you get an idea, you get something that just comes to your mind and says, hey, what if we just do this? Let's see where it goes. The reason why I'm saying all of this is because we have one life. And as selfish as it would be to just say, hey, do it for yourself, you'd be surprised even what a modicum, even what a smidgen of kindness will do. Yes, there will be people that will take advantage, but unfortunately, you will probably go through something that will, fortunately and unfortunately, you will go through something that just makes you sit there and go, you know what? At least I know now. A lot of people think that they don't have a voice, they don't have an opinion, no nothing. Truth is, you do. Think about it whenever you talk to anybody. It doesn't have to be a friend or whatever. Even if you just say hi to someone, they'll turn around and they'll look at you. And you gotta think about it of just like, they are interested in what you have to say. They turn around and look at you and just, or they just nod. Everyone genuinely thinks that they can through YouTube. Well, not everyone, but some people think that they can through YouTube, and it's just, you don't know until you try. I always used to hate doing stuff outside my comfort zone, and there's still some things that I do not like, or even I dare say hate. But the thing that I realized with that is like public speaking, for example. I'm not even joking. When I was a lot younger, I was one of the most shyest people. Now, don't get me wrong, I was still a crash out and everything, crazy in my own self, right? But that's a story for another day. I forced myself into public speaking. I forced myself into a lot of things outside of my comfort zone. And I learned that there are some things where it's just like, you know what, it's not that bad. Or, okay, if we do have to go through the thing that I don't like or that I hate, at least we will have an easier time with it. For example, being able to talk to y'all. The only way that you really get better at these things is just by doing them. It's like practice, it's like clockwork. It's like playing a game, for example. Like Call of Duty. I know that a lot of y'all, when y'all do watch me, it's just, we can all sit there and go, like, you know what, I'm actually decent at the game. I don't know if I'm good, but I can say that I'm decent. Because, look, there's always going to be someone better than you. But what you can do is definitely be better than yourself the previous day. You don't have to do nothing crazy. You can just sit there and go, you know what? Let's just change it up slightly. It's like bumping up your sensitivity, either down or up, like a shooting game, and just, you'd be surprised. But like I said, we all have one life. What I want to do with my life is just be be comfortable, happy, and be something decent. I'm a simple guy whenever I want to be simple. I'd love to have a wonderful family. If it was on my deathbed, I don't want to have too many regrets. And just grow up to just see what type of person my children will turn out to be. I just want them to be able to like come up to me and ask me like, hey, I want to be this thing. I want to try that. I want to do this. And I will say, hey, let's absolutely go do that until we find something that you go, yes, this is it. But I also get it that reality too is often grueling, harsh, and you lose some aspects of yourself along the way. There are some things that you can ignore, and there are some things that you can't ignore. For example, bills. If you ever get a house and you want to keep some basic things like utilities, for example, you have electricity, gas, all the other shit that just comes with it. And that's, believe me, I definitely know about that because, well, I paid that stuff before. Mortgage. I'm gonna tell you this now up and down. I fucking hate mortgages. But just like anything, if you do want something, you have to pretty much plan it up. And sometimes it can be a drag. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely a lazy thing, but when I do stop being a lazy thing, we make some magic happen. But I think that's enough for now. I'm gonna finish this oatmeal with them. I'm gonna make some fireworks happen. I feel like I have bad ears sometimes because I be hearing shit that I feel like I'm not supposed to. Well, alrighty, yo. Thanks for stopping by.